What is going on, YouTube? It is your host, Sean, also known as the Prophet of Profit, and today I'm bringing you a step-by-step on how I made the biggest trade of my trading career. I cannot wait to bring you guys this video. I'm not going to waste your guys' time anymore. Let's get right into this. Yes, that is right, folks. Like I said, today I'm going to be walking you through my chart analysis, my thoughts, my mindset, me reading the indicators, what I was thinking during the best trade of my career so far. I've only been trading a year and a half, not that long. It was actually in this ticker, FCell, Fuel Cell Energy. They're in the energy sector, obviously. It's in their name. This has been a stock that I have traded multiple times. I traded it here last July, and I had a run from 13 cents to almost $1. It was absolutely crazy. I only made like $500 off that one. That wasn't the pot of gold. The pot of gold was actually sitting on this big run here. It started in October and pretty much ended at triple top, it looks like here, in around February. It was an absolutely crazy run, and I was able to turn $1,200 into $4,400. So with that, we're going to get right into this trade and exactly what I was thinking. Okay, first things first. Before I even entered this trade, I was looking for a penny stock that had solid sentiment. And usually, as most of you probably know, in order to get good sentiment, you have to have a bunch of press releases, or at least a very solid press release. And that was exactly the case with this run by FCell. So they had this 180-day low here. Right now you're looking at a 180-day 4-hour chart. So span of 180 days, each candle represents 4 hours. So they had this low of 21 cents, right? And on, if I stand corrected, it was November 5th. FCell came out with a press release, and their stock shot up from around 26 cents to 66 cents. So at this point, I was not in this trade at all. But I was eyeing this stock because what ended up happening with FCell is they kept coming out with press releases, and obviously if you're going to keep coming out with press releases, sentiment is going to remain high for traders, which will drive the price up because volume drives the price up, obviously. So looking at this trade, they had that first pop, and then they consolidated in around the mid 30 cent area. So I was eyeing it, as I said, at this point, and when they got consolidated and then they ended up coming out with another press release about a week later, that was all I needed to see to look for a trading opportunity here. And so I was eyeing this stock for a very, very long time, and it wasn't until, I think it was at the end of November. It wasn't until the end of November I was able to get a 60-cent entry somewhere around here. It might have been at the beginning of December. But I was able to get a 60-cent entry, and I was very content with that just because I knew the sentiment was high, for one. And then there was many other things that went into this, so I'm going to go into that. The first major thing is what the RSI was reading at this time. So if you zoom in here, and this is the whole, this is just still the run. FCell, as I said, went from 21 cents to about $1, and then it ended up consolidating at around 50 cents. What is so crazy about this run is that, so that's almost a 500% run, as I said. That's a crazy run. And the RSI at that time read that it was overbought, right? So you wouldn't have wanted to buy, around $1. You wouldn't have wanted to buy up here. And what ended up happening is FCell did fall off, and you would have been bag holding if you bought at 1, but it didn't fall off that bad. It created a higher low, which is what you're looking for. And so, although I entered at around 60 cents and originally was down here for, that was a while, about 2 weeks, I was fine. I was still fine and didn't exit the trade because the RSI at this time was reading that this stock was oversold. So in my mind, that was a very good investment. On top of the RSI, if you look down here, the MACD crossed. Typically, when the MACD crosses, that's also a good buy signal. And ended up crossing again here, and once it broke above the base, this was exactly what I was looking for. And so what ended up happening, as you could see, is FCell ended up having more press releases. volume came in and it went on an enormous run. If you entered from, this was like 1,000% run if you entered from around this 21 cents. But what ended up happening is that FCell shot up to $3, and I actually chose not to sell. Looking back, I do kind of regret that because the RSI was oversold and the MACD crossed, but I did not sell it. I chose not to sell, and I ended up holding through, and a cup and handle ended up forming here and created a higher high at 324. So honestly, once again, I regret this, but I didn't sell even though the RSI was oversold above 3 here, mainly because I saw a higher high, and like in my mind I was thinking like this and then this higher highs, but the reality of it was that FCell took a massive shit here. I still chose not to sell through this. Looking back, so much missed opportunity on more money here, but I chose to hold through this. Like I said, looking back, was a terrible decision. About 50% cut of its price within the span of about a week, 2 weeks. And it ended up consolidating here yet again in the 150s, and then started to go on another run. You know, you wanted to look for another high here. But to be honest with you guys, I ended up getting impatient with this trade. After seeing a decrease in price here and like me just losing money over time in this trade, I decided to exit at $2.20 in the middle of February, roughly. So it was a 2-month trade, about 2-3 month trade, and I ended up making $3,200. So wasn't that bad, and obviously I learned a lot from this, because if I was the perfect trader I would have been selling up here, but I didn't. So that is actually all for this video, guys. It is worth noting there is some things I didn't include in this video, like I do use the Williams indicator, Bollinger Bands. You know, I put in channels that lets me actually do it right now. Sometimes it doesn't, like, you know, like doing all this jazz. But I think you guys get the gist of it. It's worth also noting the importance of support and resistance, but I'm figuring by this point, if you guys watch this video, you probably know that. If you don't, make sure you guys go watch a video on support and resistance, because it obviously is very important. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. As you could see by everything, I'm still just starting with this. So have a great day and trade safely. Go make some money.